Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a fascinating word of rhetoric. Then what is rhetoric? Ludwig Wittgenstein once said, "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world." This beautiful quote means that we are expanding our world as much as we can expand our language. So the way that we use our language shows how wide and how big our world is. The number of the words that we're using in our speaking and the variety of the structures that we have in our talk shows kind of ability to use that language, and it shows how wide and deep our world is. So what's the meaning of rhetoric? Rhetoric is the ability to use language to persuade other people. It's your ability to choose the best words and structures to move your audience. Rhetoric is not a new concept. It has been around for centuries, since the time when important people like Aristotle and Cicero decided to study this craft and to practice that in their lives. Aristotle is considered the father of rhetoric, mentioned three components for this craft: ethos, pathos, and logos. Then what is ethos? Ethos is related to the personality and character. Pathos is about the passion and about the feelings and emotions of the audience. And finally, logos is about the logic and evidences that we are providing in our speech. Let's look at one famous example from the history. Martin Luther King's speech, "I Have a Dream." In his famous speech, Martin Luther King has been applying all these three components in his speech. And that's why he made it so effective and it stayed there forever in history. Now, let's analyze the speech and see how he has been able to use ethos, pathos, and logos in his speech. As we said, ethos is related to the character and the personality. And Martin Luther King was a famous leader. So this gave credibility to the speech. And whatever he said to the people, people could believe because he was a strong leader. And the next one was pathos. It means that he used the emotions of the audience to affect them and to give them his ideas and what he was thinking about his dreams. And finally, he used logos. He provided evidences and reasons about the social life of the Black people in the United States and about a social situation that happened. So, in our everyday life, we can see all of these. Rhetoric is not a part of the history, but it's available and common in our life, in our daily life. Are you writing a persuasive writing or sending an email to your friend to convince him to give you some money or lend you some money, or you're trying to convince your friend to choose a restaurant to go to on the weekend? Yes, you are unconsciously or subconsciously using this craft in your speech. But how successful are you? This depends on your ability of using the language in the right place with the right words and the right choice of the structure. For example, you are working in a company and you want to persuade your boss to give you a raise. Then the first thing that you do might be ethos. How do you do that? You're focusing on the dedication and the achievements that you've done in your job. Also, you're opting for pathos. You're trying to influence the feelings and the emotions of that boss to give and to pay more attention to you. And finally, you're providing reasons and evidence for the great jobs that you've done in the company. So using these three components of rhetoric, you're trying to persuade your boss to give you a raise. That's what we usually do in our life. But this is not the end of the story. The important point of my discussion is here. We are daily and in every moment of our life bombarded by advertisements, commercials, through the social media, television, radio, and everything, and newspaper, and people around us, and the signs in the streets. We are all the time being bombarded by these advertisements, and we are affected by the rhetoric through pictures, or through speeches, or through videos. Then, what is happening? Have you ever wondered why companies are spending millions of dollars to make advertisements and commercial programs to influence us using celebrities and important figures? Yes, because celebrities have got that ethos and they are personalities known by people and people are trusting them. And the next one is they're using our feelings and emotions to influence us to buy more and to consume more. And finally, they're even providing reasons about their products and they want to show us that this is better and this one is more effective in our life and this one is stronger and that one is better than this one and things like that. So we are influenced by these crafts around us. But how effectively can we analyze all these commercials around us and see how they're affecting us? Do you think that we have to equip ourselves with this ability to analyze the things that we are seeing and hearing around us? I think we should. At least we should have a minimum ability of analyzing these commercials and the things that we are bombarded with around us in the world. Why? Because all of them are making images and pictures and they are defining our world. If we do not choose to define our world ourselves, then there are millions of people who are trying to do that for us. Now, one practical example. We trust one brand of clothes 100%, but do you think this is 100% because of the quality and nothing else? I don't think it's true. I think it could be because of the way that they are advertising that brand and they have been able to influence people around us. So they're using celebrities that you trust and you believe in. This is a part of the personality and figure that they're using. They provide us with more evidence and reasons that this brand is the better choice for you and many other things. So what I'm going to tell you is that almost all of this is happening through language. And we need to make ourselves more conscious of the language that we are using and the language that they are using to influence us. Understanding rhetoric can make us more critical users and consumers of the information around us. It's not just about the advertisements, it's about all aspects of our life. As it was mentioned before, we make our world through language, and this language is a social phenomenon. What does it mean? It means that we are living in a society, and in this society, there are millions of people and millions of devices which are producing language. In today's world, due to AI, advertisers have become kind of superhumans with abilities beyond our imagination to produce rhetorics which are really effective and they can influence us deeply and lead us to the direction that they would like to. So, what is our responsibility as a human? We need to become more critical about the information that we are receiving at any moment, and we also need to train our kids and our children to become more critical and more critical thinkers. That's what we should do as educators and as parents. Wait for the next videos. We're going to delve into the topic deeply.